In an age where you can book an entire vacation, flights, hotels, cars, the whole deal, with just a few taps on your phone, you'd be forgiven for thinking the travel agent is, well, a thing of the past. But here's the twist. There's one corner of the travel world where they're not just surviving, they are absolutely thriving. So today, let's dive into the surprisingly complex and honestly fascinating world of the cruise travel agent.
I mean, just think about it for a second. A modern cruise ship isn't just a big boat anymore. It's literally a floating city. We're talking dozens of different kinds of rooms, countless restaurants, Broadway-style shows. Heck, some even have roller coasters on the top deck. With all those choices, planning the perfect cruise vacation it's a lot more complicated than just picking a spot on the map and a week to go.
All right, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First up, why cruises really need experts. Then we'll peek inside the Agents Academy. After that, we'll get into the good stuff, perks and paychecks. We'll also look at the customer side of things. And finally, we'll help you decide, should you go with an agent or an algorithm?
So let's get right into it. In a world jam-packed with do-it-yourself travel websites, why on earth are cruise agents still so essential? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. They're not just booking your ticket. They're experts on what is arguably one of the most complex vacation products out there.
And this is really the key thing to get. A good cruise agent isn't just a booking button. Think of them more like a vacation matchmaker. Their whole job is to figure you out. What's your budget? What's your vibe? What are you hoping to get out of this trip? And then they take all that and match you with the perfect ship, the right itinerary, and yeah, even the best dining package for you.
Now, becoming that kind of expert, it definitely doesn't happen overnight. The cruise lines themselves have a huge stake in this. They want to make sure agents know their ships inside and out. Why? Because these agents are basically their outsourced sales team. And that's exactly why the cruise lines have built their own dedicated and often required training programs. Basically, their own universities.
So if you wanted to become one, the path is pretty straightforward. It usually follows these 4 steps. First, you find a host agency. That's the company that handles all the back-end stuff. Then, you get your foundational training. After that comes the fun part, earning certifications directly from the cruise lines themselves. And once you've done all that, well, it's time to start marketing your business.
And get this, these training programs aren't just boring online modules. They get really creative. Carnival has a program called Learn and Earn that's basically gamified. You level up through different tiers. Cunard plays on its heritage with traditional Navy ranks, and if you hit the top rank, Commodore, you can actually earn a free cruise. And then there's Viking, which just cuts to the chase and offers a cash incentive card for certified agents. Pretty cool, right?
All right, so you might be wondering, what's in it for the agents to do all this studying? Well, it really boils down to 2 things, money and some really, really cool travel perks. Let's dig into how they actually make a living.
Okay, so their main income comes from commission. And here's the important part. It's paid by the cruise line, not by you, the traveler. For a big company like Carnival, a new agent usually starts at around 11% commission. And the more cruises they sell, the higher that percentage can go. Sometimes all the way up to 15 or 16%.
So what does that 11% actually mean in real money? Let's do some quick back-of-the-napkin math. So you book a 7-day cruise for 2 people, and the total cost is $2,300. Now the commission isn't on the full price, it's on the fare before taxes and fees, so let's call that $2,100. The cruise line pays the agent's host agency about $231. The agent then gets a cut of that. So for that single booking, the agent's take-home pay is about $160. Now, imagine booking a few of those every week. You can see how it starts to add up. But honestly, the paycheck is only half the picture. The perks can be just as awesome. Agents get access to something called FAM trips. That's short for familiarization trips. Basically, they're super discounted cruises, so agents can experience the ships firsthand. They also get special agent-only rates, extra spending money on board, and even priority access to tour brand new ships. It's all designed to make them experts on what they're selling.
Quick break. If you've ever dreamed about becoming a travel agent but didn't know where to start, I've got something just for you. I created a complete step-by-step guide teaching how to become a travel agent, step by step. Inside, you'll learn exactly how to start from scratch, what tools you need, and how to actually make money helping people book their dream vacations. It's easy, clear, and designed for beginners who are serious about turning travel into a career. The best part? You can grab it right now. Link is in the description below. So if you're ready to stop dreaming and start building your future as a travel agent, check it out today.
Okay, so it's pretty clear why someone would want to be a cruise agent. But let's flip this around. What about you, the person actually going on vacation? Is using an agent worth it? Believe me, if you go online, you'll find people arguing passionately on both sides of this.
Let's start with the skeptical side. This one person on Reddit really sums it up, saying, "To be honest, I did not see any advantage to using an agent. They said there were no special discounts, no bonus perks, and they felt like they could have just booked the same cruise themselves." And this gets to a really critical point. Not all agents are created equal, and the value you get can really vary. But then, for every story like that, you hear one like this. This other user said their agent got them $500 in onboard credit that they had no idea they were eligible for. That $500 pretty much paid for their drinks, their fancy coffee, and their steakhouse dinner for the whole week. And that's the other side of the coin. A great agent doesn't just click book for you, they can find you real actual value.
So, what are a great agent's superpowers? Well, maybe the biggest one is this. They're the ones who sit on hold with the cruise line for 3 hours to fix a problem, so you don't have to. They also keep an eye out for price drops after you've already booked. They can often get you access to group rates with exclusive perks. And when something goes wrong, and let's be real, sometimes it does, they're your personal problem solver. They just know the ships and can match you to the right one.
And all of this brings us to the final question, right? In the end, you're making a choice between two totally different ways to plan your vacation. It's the human expert versus the online algorithm. So let's just lay it all out, side by side. If you book directly online, hey, you've got full control, you get instant confirmation, no middleman. But you're doing all the research, and if there's a problem, it's on you to fix it. On the other hand, with a travel agent, you get expert advice and recommendations, you might get access to better deals or perks, and you've got someone to handle all the little details for you. The downside? Maybe a little less direct control over every single change, and like we said, the quality of service can really depend on who you find. So really, it all boils down to this one question you have to ask yourself for your next big adventure. Are you looking for expertise, or are you looking for independence? Do you want a personal guide, or do you want to be your own captain? There's no wrong answer. It just depends on what kind of traveler you are.